here we are, now 14 years old. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hey, Cal. You spot Cal kneeling in the dirt and digging up root vegetables and frowning. They're so small this year, he says, holding one up and examining it. Maybe there's just not enough nutrients in the soil. Is it something we're doing wrong? What are you working on? Cal is looking a little sickly. Well, I found this really pretty flower growing in the garden. I've never seen it before. You take a look at it and soon begin to feel sick yourself. Wait, is that plant radioactive? What? It's radioactive, Cal says, backing up quickly. Good thing you knew that. What do we do? You're not sure, but if you study in the geoponics lab, you might be able to figure out how to neutralize the radiation. Okay. I wonder if now that we're bigger, are there more places that we can go? No. Just the plains still. You know, last time we had a pretty interesting part or lesson in the humanities, so maybe we can try doing that again this month? Yeah. You see a notice on the engineering holoweb. Chief Engineer Instance needs someone to help with after-school tutoring. Literally anyone who isn't a complete idiot will do because she's desperate. I'll apply. You tell Dr. Instance you're interested in the job. She looks up from her holopalm like she's just noticed you exist. Yes, you'll do, she says, nodding. The younger, slower kids have trouble keeping up with congruence sometimes. You'll mostly just have to pat them on the back now and then and stop them from wandering off when they're supposed to be studying. No offense, but anyone with a pulse could do it. You wait for further instruction. Instant sighs shooing you away dismissively. You know where the classrooms are, just come when you're not doing whatever nonsense teenagers do. Okay. So, I guess 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and that's 29. And now I'm curious to see about tutoring. Tutor children! Oh, and that'll get my empathy up. That's something that I wanted to do. You show up to class to find congruence teaching a classroom of younger children. Instance is nowhere to be found. In the absence of further direction, you settle in to help the students with their work. After half an hour, Instance pokes her head into the classroom. Oh, good, you're already here, she says. I trust you'll be able to handle yourself in all subjects and with students of all ages. Ask Congruence if you need any help. She turns to leave, but stops and turns back to you. Thank you, Solana, she says quietly. Since Professor Howell died, well, Congruence and myself are poor replacements for him. I'm grateful for your help. You settle in to help the younger students learn how to use their holopalms to access the HoloNet, Congruence's massive database. Congruence has everything they could ever need. Music, movies, games, novels, and comics, a calculator, a timer, an encyclopedia, textbooks, and the colony's social media, specialized tools for different jobs like architectural holograms. It's a massively powerful tool, and it's in their literal hands. They're mostly interested in the games. Oh! Who is she? She's so cute! Oh my goodness! Her hair kind of reminds me of a calico cat. She's so cute. And her green eyes, too. She reminds me of my cat, Jasmine. She's so cute and little. Some understand it less than others. Why do we gotta read about stuff? Nougat whines. Her name is Nougat. poking dejectedly at her hollow screen. The skin around her newly hollow palm looks a little red, like she keeps picking at it. I just want to go play. Is that infected? You take a closer look at Nougat's hollow palm implant. The edges where it meets the skin are peeling back, and it looks red and puffy. No wonder she's having a hard time concentrating. It looks like it really hurts. You take her to the med bay and put some antibiotic cream on it and wrap her hand so she stops picking at it. She's excused from this lesson until her implant heals properly, so you spend some time with her afterwards, showing her how your own hollow palm works. The quieter environment of the med bay seems to help her concentrate, and soon she's zipping through Congruence's archives on her own. Looks like you're pretty good at this tutoring business. Oh, so we have one that's locked again. I wonder if we can go in backwards order? Yes, we can. Oh no, I seem upset now. Well, now it's the pollen season again, Dad. Hi, Cal. Where's my dad? Well, here's some mushwood. That's always good. Dad. You can hear your dad sneeze all the way from engineering. It's explosive, like he's trying to scare away predators. He's wiping his nose as you approach, on a handkerchief bottled with shimmering pink. Lately, he's also surrounded by a fine dusting of pink pollen that clings to him wherever he goes. You keep brushing the glitter off things in your quarters. He gives you a hug, then brushes the pollen off your shoulder, laughing self-consciously. You haven't heard him laugh much lately. He's been working hard trying to improve the colony's food supply. He's showing signs of malnourishment too, though your mom is worse. You're worried for both of them. Your dad's skin is kind of shiny in patches. He sees you staring and rubs his hands over his arms. Sparkling dust poofs off him in little clouds, scintillating in the light. Oh yeah, that's my new symptom, he says. Seems harmless though. Maybe you should stay inside. Your dad laughs. You and your mom, two soybeans in a pod. She said the same thing. You wait for him to follow up with some explanation for why he's not listening to both of you. He doesn't. He just turns his attention back to his work. Your dad sniffles. Gosh, I feel like someone stuffed a whole potato pod up my nose, he says. Like I could just poke a stick up there and just pop fresh potato juice. Ew! He just grins. What? It's true. You follow his gaze out to the fields where he lands outside the gate. I wonder if the foregazers could use an extra hand, he muses to himself. Yeah, maybe I'll join them out there tomorrow. Neither of your parents is taking proper care of themselves. They're so stressed out from the poor harvest and low food supplies. They try not to let you see it, but you can tell. Maybe your dad is right. A little seasonal illness is nothing compared to the danger of running out of food. And in that case, I know that I'm definitely going to be helping you guys out in geoponics this month. Hey, Cal. Cal is listlessly kicking his sports ball around. This is kid stuff, he says, eventually kicking it into the garden. Sports is just like war games for kids, you know? Yes! Winners and losers and thinking like your team is the best and everyone else sucks. He shrugs. I just like doing important stuff now is all. Yeah. So let's go do that important stuff. We could work on the farm. You and Cal are working inside the geoponics domes. Today, preparing some tiny sprouts to move from the temperature-controlled greenhouses to the open field. This is the best chance these plants will have to get a hearty start on life before they're transplanted outside to the alien acidic Vertumnan soil. You have a lot of sprouts to transfer, which involves a lot of wheeling heavy trays from one place to another, and it's hot inside the domes too. You're covered in sweat and dirt by mid-bay. Well, I mean, maybe we could try working smart? You and Cal come up with a song to keep you working in time with each other, like an old-fashioned sea shanty. He pushes the wheelbarrow and you carefully hand him little potted sprouts. You switch places when it's time to plant them outside. At the end of the day, you and Cal are looking out into a freshly planted field of beans, or rice, whatever they're going to be. Your mom notices your hard work. She's way impressed and gives you some extra kudos. Okay, so there's 1. Card gets 2 plus. Nice. Oh, what if I put the 7 card there? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. That's 27, okay. $30, okay. You're at lunch with your parents, sliced soy cakes and watery broth again. Great. When I put down their cutlery and look at each other, then you. Solana, your mom says, there's something we should tell you. We've tried to shelter you from some things, but we think you should know why we've been working so hard in geoponics. There's a meeting after lunch, and I want you to come with us. Okay. You follow your parents to the council room. Mars has also tagged along, and you take a seat near them as your mom, Aunt Anne, and Aunt Anne stand to address the council. After Utica officially calls the meeting, she gestures to your mom. I'm not going to mince words, your mom says firmly. All of our efforts to increase food production in geoponics have failed, especially given the failure of the pixie beans. The destruction of the fields during the last attack put the nail in our coffin. By the end of the year, the colony will run out of food. The rest of the council murmurs in concern. You and Mars exchanged horrified looks. You've been doomsaying about our food supply for 2 years, Lulu, Rhett questions. Do you mean to say we're past the point of no return? Your mother nods grimly. I'm afraid so. Even with rationing, without securing a Vertumna food source, our supplies will run out by wet season. She gestures to Anne, whose face is grave. Anne and I have gone over the supplies and come up with food plans. We've crunched the numbers. Your mom sighs and spreads her hand. I'm sorry. Geoponics should have been producing better by now. We should have been able to wean ourselves off soy rations. During the wormhole transit, we lost geoponics in the hull breach, she sighs again. I know I've said it so many times, but our crops just don't grow here. We needed those algae tanks. We needed the microbial soil from Earth. It's not Mom's fault. It's not. The survival of the colony shouldn't rest on one person's shoulders. It's not fair. She's been working harder than anyone. She did everything she could. The council mumbles agreement. You decide they probably never really blamed her or your dad. The only holdout is Mars, who crosses her arms and grumbles that it's clearly a problem with leadership. So what do we do now? Instance asks. Starving to death isn't an option. No, it isn't, your mom replies. We need to secure a food source this year, before our rations run out. We're working double shifts in geoponics, but it's not enough. We need more people planting, tending, turning the soil. We need more hands. And that's why I am helping this month. I can pull back the surveyors and focus on foraging native plants, Utopia offers. Even the young folks can help. If they've proven themselves around survey equipment, I'll send them a holo message later. This has been a burden of geoponics for too long, Utica says. It's time we all step up for our future. The council nods in agreement. Your stomach rumbles ominously. And now it's mid-pollen. Hey, Cal. Yeah. We should, well, my parents are working so hard. I should work hard with them. The mood in geoponics is tense. Everyone is working themselves to the point of exhaustion trying to get enough plants in the ground to survive the year. I think right now what we need is work on the farm. Someone broke into the gardens last night and stole some of the green tomatoes. What a waste! Not only were they probably too bitter to eat, but now you don't have the seeds to replant. Your mom is furious. Your mom calls everyone for an all-hands meeting. She looks grim and she surveys the group. All right, farmers, listen up. Based on my projections, geoponics should have been producing 70% of the colony's food by the end of our 3rd year. She says, the rest was to be provided by the stored rations and hydroponic algae greenhouse aboard the Stratospheric. The agriculturalists all nod. Everyone knows where this is going. Because we lost so much of our hydroponic equipment in the wormhole incident, as well as 90% of our soil and bacteria cultures, we are nowhere near the production we need to be at. We also had hoped to have domesticated at least one native crop, but as we found from the pixie beans last year, we have some more work to do on that front. She looks every one of you in the eyes. You're my people, my family. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. The colony is going to fail if we don't get a handle on the agricultural problem. People will die. You feel a pit in your stomach that's not just from hunger. You can't imagine someone as strong as your mother just wasting away. Your mother pulls up a holoscreen outlining the work plans for this season. You feel your own holopalm pulse as you receive a copy. There's so much life here on this planet, your mother says. It seems to fight us at every turn. I've sent soil chemistry analysis to your palms courtesy of geranium. This soil needs to be conditioned extensively to support earth crops. We need to cultivate more Vertumna crops in partnership with the foragers. We need to salvage what we can of hydroponics and get that up and running by the end of the year. Your mother would never stoop to being beaten, but you can see the lines of fatigue around her eyes. It'll take a superhuman amount of work to turn this around, but it is still possible, she says. You are the people who will save this colony. I believe in us and in the miracles we can perform here. Thank you for being here to do the work. Now, let's get out there. Okay, so I guess 2, 4, 4, 4. And that is not enough. 18, that's less. 17, 19. Yeah. 21. Oh. Okay then. And I got 3 stars. And now it's late pollen. And I guess we'll see what we'll be doing in geoponics next time.